I'm like, all right, everybody, this is John Stoutinger with JCX Fishing. We're going to be having Kevin Janes on here in a few minutes. Just wanted to start out talking to everybody and do a little introduction maybe here. But anyways, this is John, and we're going to be having Kevin Janes on here for a minute. He is the National Pro Staff manager for Wicked Weights in their youth program. So he'll be coming on here pretty shortly. I just want to let you know a couple things I want to talk to you about prior to Kevin coming on is go ahead over to my website, johnstoutinger.net. Check it out. Please give me some feedback. Let me know how you like it, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. We've been tinkering with it. And I think we have it set. Have this year's the 2021 schedule up on there. So as always, if you have any questions for our guests or us, please let us know. All right. So I'm going to be welcoming in here Kevin Janes from Wicked Weights. Hello, sir.
Hello there, John. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? I should probably let everybody know here that you're from the state of Texas, so you may sound a little different than us up here. So
yeah, that's how it's gonna be these days. You know, I can't be everywhere. You know, so I do with my.
I understand.
Come up here one day and get hold of some big old smallmouth that Jim's always talking about, and them guys that talking about up there in Oneida. And it was a good sized bass too sometimes, you know, but
yes,
maybe one of these days, because Amy's been on me for come up there and Jim's been going to come up there, and it just with all this COVID stuff going on, man, it's hard to leave home, you know. I had to kind of stay where I'm at and trying to keep it flow here in Texas, you know. So
I understand. It's not an easy thing.
It sure ain't.
So we talk a little bit off and on, and one of the things that I know you're truly passionate about is the youth movement in fishing and how that's going. And would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
First thing I just say, I wish this was around when I was coming up, growing up, man. Because back in this, I graduated in '86, so I just tell them how old I am, you know. But I've fished all my life. My mom and dad, they fished all my life, you know. But to me, it's just something to be able to give back to the youth of this world, you know. And there's a dying breed out there, you know. They're just they're all hunkering down to watching videos on TV and playing games on TV and stuff, you know. It just, to me, it's something that we can give back to the community and plus give back to the youth of everything, you know. It just there's a lot of bass fishing factories in these parts, and I imagine some in your area too, you know. But
yes.
These high school and junior high school kids nowadays, they're coming up now. And there's some serious sticks out there right now, man. They'll put a whoop on you really, really quick if you don't watch out. There's men and women, you know, so, or young ladies and young men, you know, so.
That is true. We have a couple really good sticks in our area. You know, a lot of them come from having a parent that fishes, whether it be the father, the mother, or both. You know, you look at some of the guys in the elites now that are the pro series that were kids of professional fishermen, and that's crazy. I wish I had that growing up. I also wish I had a lot of the programs that are going on now, like you've been talking about.
Yeah.
So, so what got you started with the youth movement as far as fishing and helping them out? And
Well, as you see nowadays, whenever you go to a lake or to a pond or to a river, whatever, you always you see kids always doing stuff out there. They're always fishing. They're fishing the boat with mom and dad, whatever. And I started this probably. I hate that word. Man, I'm just an average Joe. I didn't start anything, but I had a bunch of people behind us that was wanting to start this, and plus we pull all of our stuff together, and we started introducing to the high school teams and the junior high school teams, and that we were able to help them out with a real good discount to get them started in this business, and trying to keep them from going to the store and spending hard-earned money on something that is 10 times the deal, and plus it gives a chance to introduce them to other avenues that they can go down to, and go instead of just being stuck to one deal, and as we know nowadays, this here is a business, so to speak, and
yes,
and the kids are learning how, our kids, the young adults are learning how to be we call it to promote their own self, so to speak, because there's companies out there now with K9. We're both with K9, and
yep,
they have youth groups, and I'm with Line Cutters, and they got youth groups and pro staffs and lead staff, and Wicked Wakes we have a junior staff and a pro staff side of the deal, and most of them are in with all the high schools and junior high schools, because both age groups start like 8 to 18. That's how our junior side. Then we're blessed to have a partnership with Louisiana High School Bass Nation, Tommy Abbott and his crew down there, and we're blessed to have be with Louisiana High School. Not Louisiana, but Arkansas High School Bass Nation with Lucy Johnson and her crew over there. And just not too long ago, we got in with Illinois Coach Association up in Illinois.
okay.
So we're partnered with quite a few teams here in Texas. We're individual schools and high schools and stuff, and there's so many I can't remember how many there is right now, but we're covering from state to state, from top to bottom, side to side. You've got schools in California that we're sponsoring. We got schools in Florida, Tennessee, Iowa, Arkansas, Louisiana. We're just pretty much everywhere. Just trying to share some love around everybody. That's just
Sure.
it's hard to explain everything. It just that's just how what we try to do.
Yeah, we got a couple comments here. Jeremy May, he says his kids are better than him and becoming little entrepreneurs, and that's pretty much what the youth movement in fishing is.
Yes. Yes.
Basically a training ground to become a semi-pro to a professional fisherman.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's a good thing about whenever the youth wants to come on, and that's not just our company or Line Cutters. That can be any company, because the company will use them as a I can't think what the word is, but they'll use them as promotional wise. That way they,
Right.
especially if you got like the ones in Louisiana. See, there's a group of anglers right now coming up through Louisiana that in Arkansas that they're look at Harvey Horn's son. His Joseph, he's coming up through the ranks, with mom and dad there, and he come a pretty good angler as well too, and we got guys in Louisiana the same way. Just come in and started down in the bottom sections of it, coming through the junior bassmaster scene down there, and mom and dad's with them. You got boat captains. 99% of them, mom and dad, or the boat captain, or the dad is a boat captain. And they're raised up in it, so to speak. Just like I was, and maybe you was when you was growing up, you was fishing with daddy or mom and daddy all where, you just learn how to present yourself. That's the main thing, is how to present yourself to a company That way a company can see you that well, this young man here, say Kevin, he handled himself pretty well. He's well spoken. He's not mature, but well mannered. You know, and every time he turns around, he's out there and he's fishing. He's posting pictures. He's hashtagging all the companies he's with, and that's what brings your people to you. You know, and people seeing that you're out there. You know, and that's the good part about it. You know.
Yes, yes. And I know one of the problems we have up here where I'm at is there's so many kids that want to fish. There's not enough people with boats or captains, you know.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And that's, you know, unfortunate. But we do have a couple programs where kids go and they fish along the shoreline and stuff like that, which is nice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. And I can tell you a little story. We went to a fishing deal I think it's about 2 years ago. And what get me to think about this was that we went to it and we seen a young man. His mom and dad dropped him off at the boat ramp with a Walmart sack with a Walmart rod. I'm not saying that's bad stuff, but that's what he was left to fish with, you know. And he jumped in the boat with the gentleman or with his people, you know. And it's like, wow, man, here I am. I got all this stuff in my boat back here, you know, all this tackle and all these rods and reels and everything, you know. And it's like, man, that's maybe we can help these people out and get them started, you know. And that's what we're trying to do. That's our main thing, is help them out and get them started, you know. So
nice. All right. Well, we have a couple people you might be familiar with on here. Jim Sperone. Have you heard of that gentleman?
I'm not talking. He's up in your area catching fish at Connecticut right now. And I've seen pictures all day today of catching these smallmouths. He's making me sick. I hear him trying to work, you know. But you know Jim. He's one of them guys. He's up in your area. You know, he's kind of one of them people. You know, I think he has an accent almost like you do. So. No,
right.
Jim's a good man, man. I have much respect for that brother, man. He's like a brother of me, man. He really, really is, you know. Good.
So, you know, you one of your passions is helping out kids, and we all love that. What would a suggestion be for a parent to possibly get their kids into fishing or get them into the level where you're talking about, where they learn how to do pro staff, ambassador, and stuff like that?
Yeah. I think the best way to do is get plugged into one of your area fishing groups. You know, there's here in Texas, there's high school teams all over Texas that has fishing deals. It has fishing teams. You know, and there's like Louisiana, there's it's called Louisiana or Junior Bassmasters, you know, and their age group is real small, you know. And just I suggested find your group that's in your area that's there's like Hook and Slab in Louisiana. They fish off of banks and they fish all those small boats, you know. And then you got Slay Nation up in your area. Frank Portolone, he has deal with it because they're like kayaks and small boats and stuff like that. You know, there's groups out there. You just got to be in the right area, and some of them are funded by the schools, and some of them are not funded by schools. You know, some are individually funded, and some of them are done by promotional wise and by stuff like that. You know, so I would just say in your area, especially like when you're at, I mean, just find contact the school and see if the school has it. You know, if they don't, they might have to travel 25, 30 miles to the next area that has it. You know, just spend time. You do that for basketball and soccer and baseball, you know. So it's pretty much the same thing, you know. Just try to get plugged in somewhere, you know.
Sure, of course. I know, like when what was it, about 10 years ago, when the big high school groups started coming around, schools up here had a hard time with it because of insurance and things like that.
Yeah.
I know that was one of the big obstacles. Jeremy May has a suggestion, and his suggestion is get teenagers a John boat. A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to have a 200 horsepower motor just to take a kid fishing.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And I know here in Texas, if you're planning on buying your son or daughter a boat, you have to have a boater safety course, and that way, because it keeps you from getting yourself in trouble. Because to me, back then I didn't have it when I was growing up, but nowadays they're required to have a boater safety course because say you're fishing with somebody and your captain or somebody has a heart attack. How you gonna get back? How you get back to the bank or get back to a safe place to get help? And to me, it's a good thing, to have a
Right.
boater safety course, and plus it helps you because CPR and stuff like that, So it just yeah, I would look into that and plus you looking at life jackets, make sure they got life jackets, make sure they got a fishing license, just simple things like that, So yeah.
Okay. My wife popped in here, Constance. She's
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
nice to
Yeah,
meet you, ma'am.
she was taking care of our daughter Zandra, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
she may be popping in and out. But do you have any questions you'd like to ask about youth fishing or baking or anything like that?
Well, I always have to ask, what is your favorite cookie?
My favorite cookie, well, back when I was eating them, uh, my mom used to make the mincemeat cookies. That's
Oh,
my
okay.
that's one of my favorite cookies because it only comes around in the holidays, But if I have
Mhm.
something that's I can get relative somewhere else, I'll do a chocolate chip with some pecans or chocolate chip with some nils or like that, But I haven't
Oh,
had a cookie.
yeah.
Haven't had a cookie in probably since last year, But that doesn't
Wow.
say nothing, So yeah.
Well, God
Yeah.
bless. That's
Yeah.
tricky sometimes.
Yeah,
Oh,
mincemeat is my
mincemeat.
best one.
Yeah, probably a lot of great memories connected with that too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, I don't know much about your background.
Was that for the cookie?
Yes.
Oh.
You have kids?
Jeremy.
No,
No?
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any kids myself, but my wife has. My wife has two from the previous, But
Okay.
long story short, we yeah, it just I don't have any myself, but I became an instant grandfather whenever whenever they.
Sure.
They're all grown and married and got kids themselves. So I don't
Aw.
have any myself, But I consider these high school and junior kids my kids. That's how I consider that.
Mm,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's commendable. It's, they say raising or teaching other kids that aren't yours is a little more difficult than teaching yours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I commend you for that, especially in today's day and age.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I was involved with the youth exchange group with the Rotary clubs around here, and for about 10 years, and I loved every minute of it. But
Yeah.
it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah,
So-
we've always been involved with our youth groups and our churches that we go to. Our church we go to, excuse me, the youth groups and stuff like that. That kind of involved in what I'm doing now. And then I use the connections from that to what we're doing now in the high schools and the junior high schools and stuff like that. Because my friends they fish and their kids fish. We just kind of let the ball go, and it rolled into a deal. And that's how. And plus, Vance from Line Cutters, we started that youth group there, and I used that as a platform to how we did Wicked here. And Vance from Line Cutters is Vance is I can't say his last name, but he is a really, really, really good guy, man. We started this, and we kind of grabbed hold to it, and kind of based our junior staff on that as well, and kind of used kind of family to family kind of deal, and it kept on evolving and revolving and kept on getting bigger and bigger and look, that's where we're at now. We've been doing it for almost 3 years for Line Cutters and almost 3 years for Wicked as well. Yeah, almost 2.5 years for Wicked now on the
Oh,
junior
wow,
staff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What about college level? Did you get involved with that or?
No,
No?
I didn't.
Okay.
Now we do have some sponsorship through college levels,
Okay.
Oh.
through Wicked, and stuff like that, But me, I didn't. I graduated '86, and I had a real bad football injury to my knee, so I couldn't go. I wanted to play football, but I stopped, and I just went to work and worked on a farm all through high school. Then once I graduated, I went to town and started working in town, and I've had auditing jobs, and now I'm just old grease hand, just a mechanic. I was certified GM tech for the last 15, 20 years, and now I just work on used cars and all different kinds of used cars for dealership here in Texas, here in town.
Okay.
That's a very good trade to know, though. I
It is.
mean,
It is.
it's even the farm work too. I mean, that's what makes the country move, and any of those trades like that,
Yeah.
people think that college is always the way to go, but those trades, that's what builds America, and that's what helps move
is.
us. So, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It just it kind of gives you a backbone, kind of deal, and just
Yeah.
nowadays the trade schools nowadays are just more paperwork. There's some out there that's it's hands on stuff like that, but I'm
Yeah.
the kind of person, if I get my hands on it, I'm gonna learn it, kind of deal. That's how it was with
Absolutely.
fishing,
Yes.
A lot of
Yeah.
kids nowadays they're like this, give me, and that's not the way it is nowadays. Companies ain't gonna look at you. You want to give. It's not you have to earn it nowadays. It's kind of like a second job kind of deal. So it depends on how your mindset is and how you gonna apply yourself to it. Just like fishing, we talked about the other day going to work about pre-fishing. I love pre-fishing, but I have a hard time. The way I work, I have a hard time pre-fishing. I go out on
Right.
Saturdays and
Mhm.
Sundays after church, and go fish. Try to kill a pattern, but it changes. The way our Texas weather is, it changes every day, man. Just like y'all up there, it changes. The pattern. You think you're on a pattern, you go fish the next day, and it all complete. It changes, So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy says line cutter folks are awesome and they work with their group over at Vector Hooks.
Vector Hooks.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. One of the things that you talked about earlier is the kids coming through school and stuff like that through their fishing, and they're well spoken.
Yeah.
That's just not for fishing. I mean, that's going to help them in college,
Yes,
jobs, and everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah, we have been to numbers and numbers of tournaments here in Texas, and the people, the kids, the young men, young men and young women, and they're all well mannered and very, 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 very polite. Yes sir, no sir, and I'm just a regular person. I'm old, but I don't like the yes sir, no sir kind of deal, But that's just how they are. But that starts at home. How mom and dad is. That's just, you raise them right at home, and that's just how it is.
Yes. Rob Welsh, he's from a little further north and in between us, I believe, Kentucky area. He says high school angling has exploded leaps and bounds, and I think we all wish they had that when we were in school.
Yeah, that is. I tell you what, right now between Texas and Louisiana, and that coaches group up in Illinois. Oh my goodness, man! I imagine it's like that all over the country nowadays, But right now, there's this last weekend they had regionals here in Texas. There was 200 and something boats, I believe. Some of these school tournaments, they all go in regions. North, south, east, west, and there's 180 to 190 to 200 to 210 boats in these tournaments. And that's times two, or times three. You got the captain and the two anglers in the boat, and that's a lot of folks, and that's,
yes,
and that's the way it is because some guys, if you catch them on like the guys in Louisiana, Tommy and them guys in Louisiana, Tommy Abbott, and he's the manager for Louisiana. He got there's like I don't know how many different regions there in Louisiana. And it's all under the Bass Nation rate, under the Bass Nation umbrella. That they do that stuff with. And you got Richard Parker in Mississippi that runs Bass Tactics, and they cover all the southern states down in Mississippi and Alabama and everything. And that just all it's a like a roving factory. You go fish and get a chance to earn scholarships and stuff like that. And that gets you up to the next level. People start watching you and start looking at you. Start watching you. That's just the next level kind of deal.
Yes, I know. Back in I think 2013, I made the New York State team. And one of the things that they do is they put 2 youth anglers on the team as well.
Yeah.
Which counts for you.
Yeah. I lost you. Lost your volume there, buddy.
Sorry about that. That was yeah. That was one of my first experiences with the youth fishing, and some of those kids, even back then, 16, 17 years old, they were putting a whooping on the adults.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's you'd be surprised nowadays because there's a bunch of not a bunch. There's a few women teams there in Louisiana right now that fishes for Central. Those two young ladies there. They are very, very highly sought after, and there's some sticks, and there's the line cutters got some ladies up in I think they're Iowa. Those 2 young ladies there, they're very, very I think the last name are Kay. I can't even think what their first names are. But those young ladies there, they're putting some whippings on some grown folks, some grown men and grown women, out there, And plus you gotta give props to the lady anglers as well. You got Pam Horn over in Arkansas, the lady anglers, we got some lady anglers here as well too. They're making a name for themselves as well too. It just it's I guess the way it is how much you put into it. Is the main deal.
Excuse me. Sure. And the one thing about fishing I like is it makes no difference who you are or what you are. The fish don't know.
They sure don't. The fish ain't precious. They're not precious.
You're right.
About your bait, but they're not precious. Who they gonna get you? Because they can care less. The only ones after that one bait, that's what they're after,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned Pam Horn. I know she does a lot of tournament fishing with a couple youth kids.
Yes, she does. That Arkansas group, man. Lucy Johnson, the lady that runs the Bass Nation there, Arkansas Youth Nation or Arkansas Youth Masters and Arkansas Bass Nation. She runs that whole state there. She got some young adults in there, man, young women and women both in that group in Arkansas. They're making a name for themselves too, and they're rain, sleet, snow. They're fishing, just like them guys that in Tommy, Louisiana, the guys here and well, depends on how bad the roads are here, but they're all the kids are always the safety's always up first, but
yes.
Other than that, if it's wind blowing a little bit, they're out there fishing,
Yeah, we had a couple tournaments over here by me last year. I went and checked them out, and it was raining pretty good for one of them.
Yeah,
and those young adults were out there having fun.
Yeah, yeah. The fish don't know it's wet, do they?
What's that?
The fish don't know if it's wet, do they?
Oh no, they don't.
Yeah.
But no, it was. I was surprised. I mean, some of them have 18, 20 pounds. On this lake over here, where some adults, including myself, struggled at 17, 16 sometime.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So it's. One of the things that I did is I talked to them, want to know how they did and how they were fishing.
Yeah.
You know, because some of them come from, you know, across the state to fish a youth tournament,
Yes, they do. Yes, they
and
do.
they don't really get a lot of pre-fishing time either.
No, they don't. They don't. Most of them
So
they go from the seat, you know, and they just, especially if they fished it last year or or year before, they kind of use that the last part they fished, and for where they showing to, But yeah, it's becoming a really, really, really big sport in the United States, and plus I don't know how it is across seas, whatever, but um, there's some states in the United States that's producing some next elite champions and Bassmaster champions and stuff like that. It just they're well groomed and well oiled machines out there, and they're not bashful to put a whooping on you too. The youth anglers right nowadays. They're coming with you with livestock and barrel. They got the best material. They got the best rods. They got the best baits, the best line. They're after your so-called after your money just like everybody else is. So
oh yeah,
they're coming with the kitchen sink sometimes, and I have been if I have been whooped by some juniors, I have been whooped by some grown-ups too, so I don't mind donating to the youth, the juniors, because they earn it, because that's what I call fishing. It's all fishing.
yep. So what would you suggest for kids, outside of finding a group? How would they go about trying to promote companies? What would you suggest for them to start with?
Yeah. I guess to start off with is how would it what start off? I guess you get you a good GoPro or a camera phone or a phone that has a good camera, and when you're going out to the area pond or area river, whatever, film yourself fishing. Take pictures. Of yourself, and or have people have pictures of yourself. And post pictures, and we've learned in this business that 99% of them they use Instagram, because Facebook is for old folks, as they so say now. So I would just, because you'd be surprised how many YouTube and Instagram profiles out there of junior anglers and high school anglers, or people that are trying to get themselves in that situation, and I would say just get you a good phone or a good video camera, or what's those tactile cameras, or good waterproof camera, and mess and play around with it and get yourself acclimated to it, and get yourself a good Instagram page, and start you say so and so fishing, however, or like mine's Kevin James Fishing, to start you a good page, or like yourself, and just go out and fish and take photos of yourself and or videos of yourself fishing.
Yes.
That's how I get started.
Yep. Scott Callan has a good statement. He says the kids level staff are similar to the adults. However, they're more media wise than we are. So post as much and as many media outlets as you can and just fish.
That's it. That's
Same
these young adults, man, these young kids, they're very, very tech savvy. And I'm still trying to learn how to do this stuff myself. I got a GoPro here that I use for my boat, and I have a hard time trying to figure it out. I just plug it in and get it going, and I hope it records sometimes, but I think now I got a step now where you plug it in, it automatically gets to your phone and everything, So yeah, it's then you gotta go edit your videos and edit yourself out, try to get everything going, and it's like I said, it's a job to get it going out there, but they're some of these kids are pretty tech savvy. Well, these new phones nowadays, man, they're as good as a GoPro. They do everything. They do slow mos. They do slow mo videos. They do time lapse videos. So it's a you know they got voices you hear on your chest. So it's a big deal right now. You know.
For sure, for sure. I have that stuff too. It's just, I don't use it. I have a GoPro with the harness and the head mount and this and that, and I just don't think about using it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely something you have to be conscious about.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. Would you like to talk about some of your groups? You mentioned Wicked and Line Cutters.
Yeah.
Talk about them, or
Yeah. We just well, Jim Cerrone, he's the owner of Wicked Weights, and like I said, I'm just the average person. I'm not nobody special, but we're building a staff right now on both sides, junior and pro staff, and we're blessed with a lot of really really good anglers that's coming up through the stages of everything, and then you got Vance and Line Cutters. That's he has that big new store down there in the Houston area, and he's allowed us to promote his product, and they just had one of the biggest sales of product there at the Houston Outdoor Show there this last weekend, and Line Cutters was getting to be a real known deal. I don't have one with me. I don't think I can show you how it works. I do, but it's behind this box here. But Line Cutters, it's a ring that you put on your ring, or you put on your on your finger. You have them on your rods, whatever and it's a really good product to help keep from biting line. Have we done for many years when I was coming up? You bit your line, or use fingernail clippers like my dad does. But these here are mounted and ready to go. They got flat mounts. They got zipper pulls. It goes to your life jacket, or your jackets, whatever and they cut just like butter, so to speak. That's what the slogan is. They cut just like butter, so it keeps you from biting everything,
exactly. I have some of them. I gave a couple away to some boaters I had, and they fell in love with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a flat mount on my windshield where I sit down in my boat and I reach up there and I clip my clip ins on my windshield, and I keep one in my pocket. I used to keep them on a rod, but I have a hard time. One time I was getting a backlash out, and the line goes in and cut my line, and I was like, "Well, I won't do that no more." But that's my own.
It was a good thought.
I learned to kind of keep the tag and keep your line away from your rod seat, so to speak. And
right.
we have kids that bank fish. They took the strap off of it and they put on their tennis shoes down there on their shoes. It's however you want to do it. It's right there. The zipper pulls are on. I got one that's on my lanyard. I put around my neck. And it's right there. And you keep it in your pocket. It's a really really good product. And it saves a lot of time and effort trying to find rusty needle nose pliers or rusty scissors, and scissors are deadly. You walk in, because a lot of times I fish barefooted when I'm in the boat, and why would you want to step on a pair of scissors, so to speak, kind of deal, and it's right there. It's mounted on the side of the boat, you can just reach up there and take the line and you're fishing again, so.
Yeah. Saves a lot of aggravation. I forgot to try to use them for Christmas. I was thinking could probably use it for like wrapping paper. Yeah. I bet you could use it.
It does. It works.
That's the first thing I said when he got it. I'm like, I bet you I could use it on wrapping paper. Because you always lose the scissors when you're wrapping something. So.
Exactly, and it cuts paper too. Because
does it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it cuts paper. So it they even have them called thread cutters the same way. It's a line cutter deal. It's a thread cutters. He scratched that off and into the sewing world, and people use it for cutting everything, so to speak, so
yeah,
sure.
Under the sun.
Yeah, I actually do a counted cross stitch, and that would actually come in handy. Yeah.
It was. They do come in handy. Yeah.
That's smart. That's very brilliant.
Yeah.
Robert on here says every time he bites a line, his wife yells at him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's bad for your teeth, so
yeah,
it's not healthy.
Bad for your teeth.
Yes. So all right. I don't really have much more to talk about. Anything else you want to talk about, or?
No, I think that's pretty much it, you know. But like I said, we had that big sale going on right now. We can wait. All of our black rates are 30% off right now, you know. And Jim Stone, we're well known for our turnaround on orders and stuff, you know. 3 days, it's 3 to 4 days. It's at the doorstep, you know. And I just say just go check our new website out. We launched a new website for us, Wicked. You know, and it has all of our listings of all of our pros that we're fishing with, you know, and we got the elite anglers are here in Texas this week. They start fishing tomorrow, you know. Got Harvey Horn there and Dale Hightower, they're fishing there, you know, and all the elites guys are in Texas, so maybe I get a chance to venture over there this weekend and see some guys, you know, because I think tomorrow I'm gonna fish, but Friday they talk about some real bad storms here in Texas, so I'll probably be stick close to home. Maybe I can go out there Saturday or Sunday after church and visit some people, you know, and see how everything's going, you know. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I said, thank you, John, for having me here, you know, and
sure.
We've been talking about this, you know, and thank you for being on staff with us, you know, and do what you can up there in the Blue Yonder. Maybe one day I get a chance to come up there and Oneida and rattle Amy, so I can beat Amy a little bit on some fishing, you know. So
right,
you know,
just don't get in your Ford. Just don't get in your Ford truck.
No, I drive a Chevrolet, so I'm good.
Hey.
I'm a Chevrolet man.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you mentioned Dale Hightower. It's nice to see him back.
Yeah,
he's had a rough month or so.
Yeah, he took a couple of weeks off for a little heart procedure, you know. But I talked to him the day before we went in and see how he was doing. He said he's in good spirits, and it's something he had to do because he had to skip. They had to skip down there in Orange, Texas, because he had that procedure done, and doctor gave him a clean bill of health, and now he's. I seen yesterday he was in one of the areas on Lake Fork. He's ready to go, and he's ready to get out in the morning. I haven't talked to him today, you know, but I haven't seen very much from Harvey. I imagine he's probably keeping it hush because he's probably on some big ones too, you know. But
right,
this Lake Fork, it's catch and release because it's going to be like a MLF style kind of deal, you know, because they have the judges in the boat here in Texas because Texas you're not allowed to keep anything under a slot limit. That's a slot lake. So I think it's 18 to 26 or 28, I think it is here in Texas, you know. So you're allowed to keep one fish over, but I think it's going to be MLF. So they're going to weigh everything and release them as they go. You know, it's all going to be put on the deal. I like to do MLF kind of deal, you know.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, because Lake Fork is a slot lake in Texas. And you're not allowed to keep anything in your boat in between that slot. If you do, that's a heavy fine. Most times they just take a picture and put it back in the water, you know, kind of deal, you know.
Sure. Well, now are they allowed to bring any fish in? I mean, they can bring one over the size and any under or anything like that, or?
Well, yeah, I think you're allowed one over the slot. I imagine if it's big enough, because they got cameras there in the boat and I think the judges are live with the iPads or whatever it is, like MLF. But I imagine if you get a double digit, I imagine you probably go to a nearest marina and have it weighed, whatever, you know. But these pros got some scales. They're already certified anyway, you know. I mean, they are, you know. But I don't know how they do that. I guess they allow to put one over in the live. You're allowed to keep one over in the live well for purposes at the weigh in, so you show everybody, you know. But anything in that slot between 18 and 26 or whatever it is, it's not allowed to be in a boat. You know, you're not allowed to have it. But I don't know if they dropped that clause in. I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Kevin, I greatly appreciate you coming on and spending almost an hour with us. Anything else we can do, let us know.
Yes,
You're
sir.
always welcome back on. If you ever decide to get up this area and try to catch a 8-9 pound smallmouth, you know, you're from Texas.
That's my bucket list. That's my bucket list. I'm telling you, at least a 6 or 7 pound. I'd be happy with a 7 there. We got some here in Texas, you know, but them live bronzebacks up there up north, man. They just, especially up there in Great Lake areas and up there where y'all at. Yeah, man,
yeah, you need to come up here and see, what you need to do is come up here and grab some gobies and take them down with you.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Kevin. Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I've learned a little bit about the youth movement and fishing from you. I'm sure some of our guests also, or our viewers have also. But you take care.
Yeah.
Stay warm. Stay dry.
Always remember this. We call it Fish Wicked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, I'm gonna
gotta get some of those shirts.
Yes, I'm gonna close this up like I always do. And a couple things I like to say is, if you get a chance, take a kid fishing, which is kind of appropriate for tonight.
Yeah.
And always teach safety. Wear your sunglasses and your life jackets whenever you're out on the boat.
And your sunscreen.
And your sunscreen, or just go ahead and just wear your buff while you're fishing. That'll keep the sun off of you, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I wear one, but like I'm kind of missing some stuff up here.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
I do too, but I do mine by choice. I cut mine off on Sundays, you know, if I go to church.
Yeah, his isn't by choice. His isn't by choice.
All right, Kevin. Thank you very much. Say hello to the missus for us, and
I sure will.
All right, thank you, sir. Take care.
She's back here, get ready to go to bed. It's time for me to go because she go to bed because she had to be working in the morning. I'm off, so she has to be up at 4:15. So I usually get up the same time.
God bless her.
All right.
God bless her.
All right. Take care, sir.
Yes, sir. Nice meeting you, Constantine. Yes.
Nice meeting you too.
Bye-bye.
Take care.